When you start right here, Ben Simmons is just sitting at the top of the key, really from the logo right now, and no one's paying attention to him. No one is keeping an eye on him because he's not a threat from the perimeter. So a guy like Seth Curry, who's trying to cut and get a off-ball screen, can't really do that to his best ability because there's an extra defender on the floor, John Collins, who's preventing him from doing that because John Collins is supposed to be on Ben Simmons, but because again Ben Simmons is not a threat, he doesn't really need to guard him from out there. So it makes it harder for Seth Curry right here to get to his spot. And when he does, he's still heavily guarded. He tries to get a screen from Joel Embiid, but that doesn't work out. He drives a baseline. There's no cutters. There's no people moving without the ball. So yeah, this is a bad Sixers sequence right here. And Ben Simmons just stays in the top right corner. You can't have your point guard just chilling in the dunker spot the whole possession. So here's an example of it. We see Embiid at the top of the key. Korkmaz is going to get the ball at the left wing, but you can see Ben Simmons secretly about to cut to that low post area on the top left side of the screen. So as Ben Simmons is cutting right here, he gets the ball, and at this point, Ben Simmons is 1-on-1 against Gallinari, but we're going to see him get a double screen from Embiid and Korkmaz. The Sixers ran this type of play, the double screen type of play in the paint, specifically with Embiid and Simmons most of the time in the regular season, but they ran it with Ben Simmons most of the time, get him an opportunity to score in the paint. This is an example of it, but Ben Simmons, because of whatever he had going on in the playoffs, I don't know if it was a mental thing or whatever, but he was just not looking at the rim in the playoffs. And we see this right here because he gets a golden opportunity, double screen from Embiid and Korkmaz, and then he has a one-on-one against Clint Capella. And if you're Ben Simmons right here, you take it to the rim, you put it in Capella's chest, and you take it to the rim. But he doesn't do that. He doesn't even look at the rim. Instead, he passes it to Tobias Harris. And at this point, Ben Simmons is in the way of Tobias Harris. And even if Ben Simmons gets out the way, Ben Simmons still has Clint Capella and Gallinari right in the paint. And they're going to help baseline to contest Tobias Harris's shot. So Ben Simmons basically brings his defender to Tobias Harris, and Tobias Harris has to make a contested shot over two people, which he does. That's not a good play, though. We're going to run that one more time. Korkmaz and B gets a double screen, gives Ben Simmons a double screen. Ben Simmons has a chance to take it to the rim. Instead, he doesn't even look at the rim. He passes it, and then he brings a defender to Tobias Harris, and Tobias Harris has to make a contested shot over John Collins and Clint Capella. Again, he does it, but not a good play at all. So the Sixers, this is the very next possession. The Sixers run a very similar play right here with Ben Simmons. So you can see Ben Simmons getting ready to cut. Korkmaz is about to receive the ball from Embiid, and Simmons is cutting to the low post again, one-on-one with Gallinari. But this time, Ben Simmons has a one-on-one. It is again. There's no one in the paint, no one in the lane, no one anywhere near Ben Simmons or Gallinari. So Ben Simmons can just take Gallinari to the rim, and he does. And we need to see this more from Ben Simmons because you know what this proves? This proves that he can do it. When he has a one-on-one situation, he can do it. He has the athleticism, he has the power, he has the speed to take defenders one-on-one. He has the talent. It's just that he doesn't do it. And we can see this right here. Like again, of course he missed. He missed. But that was a good shot. That was a good shot, and that was a good possession. And we need to see that. We needed to see that more from Ben Simmons. I think that was one of the few, only times where Ben Simmons had the ball in his hands and he just took it to the rim. I'm not even joking. That's probably one of the few times, one of the just a couple times that happened in the playoffs. So we needed to see that more of Ben Simmons. Of course, we didn't, and that's unfortunate. This is another reason why I try to say it once and once again that I think this is a mental issue, or not like a mental, like not a serious mental issue, but this is something that has to do with Ben Simmons' confidence or something like that, because it's not a lack of skill, not a lack of talent. It's just a lack of aggressiveness, probably a lack of confidence in his shot or his offensive game. But I think it's something like that because there's no way that Ben Simmons just can't do stuff like this all the time. Look at Ben Simmons right here. He has a one-on-one opportunity with Gallinari. But Gallinari is not that great a defender, and you're Ben Simmons. You're an all-star, for God's sake. You're supposed to take him to the rim right here and get a bucket for your team, but let's see what he does. He does a 1-2 dribble, gets in the paint, doesn't look at the rim, hands off to George Hill on a discombobulated play. And again, George Hill scores. and that's good for George Hill. But Ben Simmons, come on, you have an opportunity right here to take Gallinari, and you don't even look at the rim. Instead, you hand it off to George Hill, who's covered. That's a weird play, but the Sixers score in that play, so I guess it's a good possession. There's an and one play, 3 point opportunity, but Ben Simmons is not even looking at the rim in this game, in this series, and that's why I believe the Sixers lost. So we see an example right here. Ben Simmons is going to get a pick and roll. It's going to be in the pick and roll with Joel Embiid right here. And if Ben Simmons is a point guard who can shoot, which your point guard normally like 30, I'm not going to give an exact number, but most point guards in the NBA know how to shoot or have at least some portion of a jumper. Um, but Ben Simmons does, and we see it right here. Ben Simmons is going to get a screen from Joel Embiid, a pick and roll, and right there, you want him to shoot. If that's a regular point guard, you want him to shoot, and that's a good possession. But because Ben Simmons can't shoot, it kind of hurts the Sixers' offense because, again, right there, he has space. He has a lot of space. So you want him to shoot that. And if he can't shoot that, at least attack because if not, what is the point of getting the screen, you know? So Ben Simmons, of course, not even looking at the rim. He's directing traffic, I guess, and he's going to pass it to Korkmaz, and Korkmaz is going to get an off-ball screen to from Joel Embiid to Trae Young, but that doesn't create that much space. He's still going to airball the shot. So again, that's a bad possession. It kind of sucks when your point guard is supposed to shoot right there, but because he can't, it kind of messes up the flow of the offense. And again, what is the point of even getting that screen in the mid-range area if you're not even going to shoot it or you're not going to pass it to the screener?